Hi, this is Sophia.
Hey, it's Kayla.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Declan.
And this is Safe and Sober.
Today we're going to take a look at how the choices we make can have a major impact on our lives, our communities, and the people we care about.
We're going to hear from a police officer about what happens when he crosses paths with minors who are drinking alcohol or driving impaired.
We'll also hear a Missouri mom's story of how drunk driving changed her life forever.
But first, let's see how a single choice can lead us in very different directions.
Okay, look at this. I love that. I love that so much. Look.
God.
Oh my god. Oh.
Hey guys.
Oh my god. I mean, okay.
Alright. Hey guys.
I don't know, Emma.
How did you not sit there? Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, maybe just a little bit.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you can do more than that.
Okay.
I like it. No, you're the thing to
Okay, look good?
Oh, absolutely. That is. Okay. Yeah. So clean all of that up. You guys got a big day tomorrow.
Right.
I know. I didn't expect to walk in on that either. Yes, you'll need to come get her.
Look, Kylie.
You're my good luck charm.
Let's be honest. Sometimes things don't go exactly the way you think they're going to. I know it's happened to me before. The same is true when drinking alcohol. So let's take a second to think of some of the real consequences of underage drinking.
The hardest part about being a law enforcement officer is what it takes from you. Being a night shift cop, I give up so much family time. You end up losing friends. I sleep during the day, and I'm awake during the night. Every bad call you go to, it does wear on you. It does take a little piece of you out.
What inspires me is to help people, to make sure everybody gets home safe, everybody can enjoy their activities daily safely, and that the people that want to do harm go away. My name is Mark Haney, and I'm an officer with the Columbia Police Department.
My name is Shane Mosby, and I'm a police officer at Columbia Police Department. Teenagers get alcohol from friends, family, somebody they know who is overage, or they will end up with fake ID and get their alcohol that way.
I determine if an ID is real. A lot of times you can look at it, and depending on the quality, it'll be really crappy. The picture will be coming off. There'll be plastic on the front of it. But the true all test is we can either run it by the operator license number that's on the driver's license or by name and date, and it'll come back what we call not on file, which means that that doesn't exist in any driving record system, which means it's a fake. For purchasing alcohol with a fake ID, you get the fake ID charge, you'll get minor in possession of alcohol.
Generally, it's a summons to court, which can include a fine, community service, and possibly loss of license and probation.
There's nothing glorious to underage drinking, and then you get caught. A nuisance party, if you live there, it's a $500 fine automatically. MIP's $500. And if you hire an attorney, you're looking at least $2,000 to $5,000 on top of that for an attorney. So it's not anything that you want to do. The end consequences go well beyond just that night. I think it's very important for teens to talk to their parents about underage drinking, because you don't really know what it's like to be in that situation until it's too late. But at least they can help you set a plan. If you go to a party and you're like, hey, there's alcohol here, I'm not comfortable, they can come pick you up and get you home and out of that unsafe environment of whatever's going on.
The most common misconception a teen has with drinking is that everything's going to be fine. Oftentimes it's not.
They think it's okay. They think they can handle their alcohol. In reality, they can't. Underage drinkers, they get highly intoxicated. They're the ones doing vandalisms because they're not used to alcohol. So it blurs all their mind's abilities. So they're running crazy through the streets, getting behind the wheels of cars. They don't think they're going to get caught. We can tell when a driver's intoxicated by your driving, lane violations, speed, you run a red light, you run a stop sign, you're crossing lines, driving the wrong way. And then when we make contact with you, it's the odors, your eyes, your speech, and then obviously our field sobriety test.
The standardized version of a field sobriety test is the horizontal gaze nystagmus, where you're looking for nystagmus in the eye. The second test is the walk and turn test, which is a 9-step test with a turn and 9 steps back. The third test is a 1-leg stand.
It helps us determine when someone's under the influence, especially with 1-leg stand and walk and turn, because it's a divided attention test. So you got to be able to focus on multiple aspects. The horizontal gaze nystagmus, what we're looking for there is the involuntary jerking of eyes. And that's our best one because you can't hide that. There's no way to practice it. It's the body's natural reaction to certain drugs and alcohol.
I've been involved in working multiple drunk driving crashes. You know, you pull somebody over for driving drunk and arrest them, and you always think, you know, maybe they would have gotten in an accident. And it's the calls that you respond to where they did get in an accident or it's a fatal accident that really reinstills how important it is to catch people who are driving while intoxicated, even if it's just for a block or they're just going home, and further educate people on not driving while intoxicated. I don't believe that anybody goes and gets in the car thinking that they're too drunk to drive. It's an easy mistake to make. You think that you're less impaired than you are because of alcohol impairing you. And that leads you to possibly get behind the wheel when you're not okay to drive, but you think you are. Honestly, it's not worth it. If you do drink, don't drive. But if you're underage, just don't drink.
Please don't do it. I've given enough bad news to parents on fatal crashes. I've seen the end results, and it's not pretty. Those are the things that, as first responders, we always deal with. It never goes away for us. So when we see that dead body crumpled in a car, underneath a car, it sticks with you. You never forget it. You can close your eyes on any given night and relive half the scenes you've seen. I can drive through Columbia and point out every accident, fatal, or serious physical injury that's occurred with an underage drinker. It does more harm to you, especially if you're caught drinking and driving. It's not worth it. And in the end, your parents want you to come home. I want you to come home. So don't do it. It's not worth it.
Law enforcement works around the clock to keep us all safe. We can do our part and make our community safer by making good choices. Unfortunately, as we see in this next segment, that's not always the case. We should warn you that for some viewers, this next story could be upsetting.
(911) location of your emergency.
2 miles out, south of town. A head-on crash.
How many people are injured?
I can't tell. I can't see. Get someone out here fast.
I will.
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am, we just gotta...
I'm looking for him.
All right, LaDonna, I have deputies en route there, and I'm getting the help there, okay?
Get them there fast. There's 2 vehicles involved. I know whose fault this is. It's the one in the white pickup. They were driving on the other side of the road. I don't... Check those in.
I appreciate you.
We called Cassidy the little general, and she could walk into a room or any situation and command. You know, she wasn't afraid. She wasn't afraid of life. She wasn't afraid of anything. She wanted people to be who they are. It didn't matter what society said. It doesn't matter what other people say, even to the point of your own parents. You know, she wanted people to be true to who they are and be happy. You never knew when you went to sleep at night if you were going to wake up and she was going to have black hair, or if she was going to have orange or purple or green or whatever, and that was fine because it was hair. What does it matter? She was being true to herself. She lived what she said. You take a billion pieces of a person and try to condense them down, and you can't. She had her own voice, and that voice got stopped. "5:15, I got the text message, "Mom, I'm leaving Walmart parking lot. I'll see you in a little while." And I said, "Okay, you know, be safe. I love you." She said, "I love you, Ma." And I didn't know, but 7 minutes after she sent her text that she was coming home, she met the drunk driver and was gone at 5:22. You're just standing there, and you can feel the air. It won't go down. It won't fill your lungs. It won't. You just numb. Officer Stuffer, he had some papers and he set them down. And he told me who he was. And he said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but at 5:22 this morning, Cassidy was hit and killed by a drunk driver." And I just stood there looking at him. Again, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get air in. And I remember my knees just, I went on the floor and I just sat there. And I told him, I said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to wake up and go there. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry." I looked at my mom and I said, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't protect her. I'm sorry I let this happen to her." And that's all I could keep saying was that I was sorry. I can remember Officer Stuffer telling me that on the way When he was taking the man to jail, then the man looked at him and said, "Will you please tell her family that I'm sorry?" He was already at a friend's house. There was no reason for him to get up and climb behind the wheel. From what I understand, he says that he had stopped drinking hours before. His blood alcohol content was still fairly high. They could smell the alcohol on him as they were asking him questions and things. If you make that choice to drink and drive, it could be your sister that you hit. It could be your mom. Her life is in storage boxes. I have one that holds her work gloves and her work goggles and things, and when you open it, you smell Cassidy after she got off work. I have a box that has some of her clothes, not hanging in a closet, not being put through a washer or dryer. I have a box that has her ashes. I remember when they called and told me that she was ready to be picked up. And my dad reached for her and I said, "No, Dad." And I carried her inside of me. I carried her home from the hospital. I carried her when she was little and she couldn't walk yet. I will carry her home. And so for the last time, I picked up my child and I carried her home. All because of somebody else's choice.
It's awful to see how one bad decision to drive drunk can affect so many people. It's never okay for anyone to drink and drive, and we never want any of you to experience a tragedy like this one.
Today, you have a chance to make a big difference.
You have an opportunity to take the pledge to be safe and sober.
Protect yourself, your friends, and your family. Choose to be safe and sober.
Let us take a moment together to ponder the future. Whether you just sit down to think it through, or whether you make a list or two, you get to decide where you would like to go as you grow, so just think it to yourself. This is the job I want. These are the friends I want. This is my success, my safety, my peace of mind, my clarity. Now what do I need to do to get there? See, if you ask me, the future ahead of you is beautiful, and you 100% deserve to get there. However, to reach that full potential, you have to claim it. By making responsible decisions, you design it. The choices you make each day determine whether you stay safe. And it is worth living life in your true, unaltered state. See, being young is tricky. And existing really sucks sometimes, trust me, but you don't need to numb those moments away. You best put those drinks away, trust me, okay? Please, do your part to keep yourself safe. And to keep that car safe. Don't get drunk and swerve it, don't let your friends either, trust me, it's not worth it. Living life sober is step one to achieving that picture-perfect future you deserve. Because sober you is smarter you. real you. And real you reveals to you all the joy ahead for you. You can take the pledge to live life safe and sober, to treat yourself with the dignity and respect you deserve, because the consequences of drinking and driving cannot be reversed. I believe that you are just fine, just the way you are. No, I know you are. You don't need to alter yourself in any way, because as you sip away, the future slips away. Lives are lost every day to drinking. So please, do your part to prevent that reality. Please, do your part to improve humanity one safe and sober moment at a time. Learn to love your world as it exists in a sober state. Learn to be safe and sober before it's too late. Learn to appreciate unaltered nights. They just might change your life in a way you will not regret. Do you understand what I am telling you yet? I want to invite you to stand with me, and let's take that pledge together to live safe and sober. I want to see you stand up, lift your head up, get that future fixed up, because one day, I want to see you wake up and get to say, this is the job I wanted. These are the friends I wanted. This is my success, my safety, my peace of mind, my clarity. Now, what did I need to do to get here? That's right. Yes, I took the pledge to live safe and sober. And it is so much more than just a pledge. So let's take that pledge together today.